So, I'm going to talk about boundaries and different things that go into making those boundaries up. There are kind of 4 different categories, right? There's your moral and ethical. After your moral and ethical comes your legal boundaries. Then comes policies and procedures. And then comes situational. And before you think that this sounds like a whole bunch of things that don't apply to you, remember that policies and procedures don't have to be just work related. You can have policies and procedures in the house, right? There are certain things that you do or do not allow to have happen in your home, certain expectations or spoken or unspoken rules that everybody kind of knows to follow. And there are varying degrees of repercussions if those aren't followed. Legally speaking, the law applies, pretty much everywhere. And so while your restrictions may be different in certain environments, the law itself is something that is designed to help keep you safe, which is why it is something that you have in pretty much every environment you're in. Situational is stuff that only pertains to you in that exact moment. And wouldn't necessarily apply if you took everything that was going on with you presently and moved it to a different environment. There would be some differences there, and they typically go in situational. And the final one that is pretty much the most straightforward is your moral and ethical, right? These are things that you wouldn't be able to sleep with yourself at night if you did, or things that drive you to do what you do in order to make sure that they keep happening, or values that guide your life choices. And in each one of those areas, there are going to be things that you have to have happen and cannot have happen. And those are kind of your parameters. Those are your boundaries. And when something happens to you that violates those boundaries, no matter how big or small it may be for you, it can result in something that's called a boundary break, and that is characterized and ends up having sometimes the side effects of hypersensitization to anything like that ever potentially happening to you again. Just think about, like, if you've ever burnt your hand on a hot stove, right? Your body is physiologically designed to warn you if you get near anything hot again while that area is still injured, so that you don't burn yourself a second time. And your emotions and your physiological, like your nervous system, will do the same thing.